Get those bingo cards ready, folks. Hey everyone, I'm Abbey Sharp. Welcome to Abby's Kitchen. Today's video is sponsored by Karma, and we'll be reviewing Julianne Hough's Harpers Bazaar, What I Eat in a Day. Because this one was so obviously Abby review material, it made the top comment on her video. So yeah, I wouldn't let you down. But first, let me tell you about my sponsor, Karma. So Karma, formerly known as Shop Tagger, is an online Chrome extension that allows you to save money on the things you are already buying with no additional effort from you. So you can click on the link in my description box to download the extension and app. I actually used the Karma extension to save some money on my last 2 a.m. skincare purchase, so I'm already feeling much better about my midnight buys. But it's also been a great way to save on things that I really need, like diapers and food for the kids. Basically, all you have to do is just download the Chrome extension from the Google Chrome store, and then while you're shopping online at one of your favorite online stores, you can save the products you want and let Karma look for deals. Then you'll instantly get a notification in your email or phone when an item that you've been looking at and saved goes on sale, has a relevant coupon that you can use, or comes back in stock. You can also organize your favorite products into wish lists so that you can shop more mindfully and avoid those impulse buys. And yikes, your girl can definitely use that. So one great feature that Karma offers is that it scans the web for coupon codes and then applies them at checkout immediately. This feature is only available on desktop, so downloading the extension on your computer is a must. You can also earn cash via PayPal when you shop from select retail partners, so that is another huge plus as well. So if you want to try out Karma yourself, check out the link in my description and on screen. And of course, don't forget to check out my disclaimer on screen and in the description below, including a trigger warning to those with current or past disordered eating histories. There is a lot of potential triggering diet culture talk in this video, so feel free to skip it if it's not supportive to your journey. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring that little bell so that you never miss out on an episode. Alrighty folks, get those diet culture BS bingo cards ready because they're gonna fill up real quick. I'm not even sure there's a game here, honestly. This video feels like cheating. Let's take a look.
I drink my lemon water that I've prepped the night before. And that usually consists of lukewarm temperatured water with a half a lemon and sitting overnight, really getting all those juices.
Oh, well, this is extra. Not only are we having, of course, lemon water, but it's just so time consuming to make lemon water, we apparently gotta meal prep it the night before. Not only is this inconvenient, but it's actually not a great idea to leave out any fruit infused water at room temperature overnight. Even with the acidity from the lemon, this can potentially become a bacterial breeding ground, especially if you leave lemon slices with the skin in there as well. And even if it doesn't make you sick, letting it sit out will change the color, flavor, and possibly also the nutritional benefits, since lemons are subject to oxidation in heat and light. So yeah, please don't take advice on Julianne's make-ahead lemon water regimen.
The reason why I take it first thing in the morning is anything that was kind of left residue from the night before, I can take that lemon water and feel like I'm cleaning my system out, starting with a fresh palate for the day.
Nope. Nope. Nope, nope.
No, 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 no.
It doesn't clean out the residue from the night before. I honestly do not know what kind of residue Julianne has inside her, but she makes it sound like she's like a sticky mac and cheese baked onto a casserole dish in a dish detergent commercial.
A lot of folks ask me why their dishwasher doesn't get everything clean. I tell them,
Lemon water.
Our insides, they're gonna be okay. They don't need lemon water to clean anything out. Any water will help to move your bowels and promote natural detoxing. So I guess if a little lemon makes it taste better to you, great, squeeze that in. But focusing on some fiber and any kind of water will do the rest.
Celery juice or something that also gives me a little bit of sugar before I go do a quick workout, or I'll do like amino acids or something like that to just give me that support, that energy that I'm looking for.
Wow. Wow. So many problematic statements in like 5 seconds of footage. Okay, first of all, I would never characterize celery juice as a source of sugar to energize your workout. There's literally 1 gram of carbs in a stalk of celery. 1. A banana, in contrast, which would be a very, very modest pre-workout snack and also not something that I would characterize as super high in carbs and sugar, has 30. So please, let's stop the carb shaming crap here. Second, branched chain amino acids are exactly that, amino acids, the building blocks of protein. And as such, they are also not the most efficient source of energy. And since we're on the topic of amino acids, I just want to remind everyone that if you're consuming enough protein from whole protein sources, or even from like a protein powder, there's no need for additional BCAAs or branched chain amino acid supplements. They also contain so few calories, aka energy, because that's what calories are, that they are not going to be very good fuel for a hard workout either.
I drink coffee, not because I feel like I need it, but because I love the ritual of having something warm, that smell, and I just love the taste of coffee. I'm technically not supposed to have coffee, so it is like a special treat for me if I do have coffee.
Anyone else feel like judged by Julianne saying she doesn't need coffee? As if she's better than all of us exhausted adults out here who cannot manage to get anything done without a strong cup of joe.
I need coffee!
Just me? Anyways, I digress. I also love the ritual of a cup of coffee, so much so that I drink decaf late morning, not because it does anything for me stimulant-wise, but because it actually helps signify some sense of peace and relaxation to me. I'm not sure why she said she's not supposed to have it. I know, it sounds like a self-imposed food rule to me, but I will give her the benefit of the doubt that there's a good reason.
So in return, I will do a matcha tea or a matcha latte. That's sort of my other cozy favorite. Otherwise, I try to stick to herbal teas.
Okay, so matcha also has caffeine, just FYI. But as I've discussed in detail in a bunch of my other videos, it generally gives a more slower, more steady release of energy rather than a quick hit of caffeine like espresso would. Herbal teas are also a great way to get your water in for the day, so that sounds good to me. But speaking of water,
I love soup, so I will usually make a lot and freeze it.
I also love a good soup. Before I gave birth, I made like 20 different varieties of soup and I stocked my freezer full. And even in like a really hot summer, I'm all about the soup. And yes, for folks out there who are stressed trying to meet their arbitrary water quota for the day, please know that fluids from things like tea and soup totally do count.
I'm really big on variation, so I don't eat the same thing every day.
And that's great. I mean, you know that I am all about variety because it ensures that we get a nice range of micro and macronutrients over time to best meet our needs.
A butternut squash soup with carrot, and this is like the Ayurvedic way, so all plant-based and vegan.
Okay, that sounds like a delicious soup. Love butternut squash and carrot, but probably not super filling on its own. So one thing that I like to do with pureed vegetable-based soups like this is I like to add in a can of rinsed white beans to just bump up the protein and fiber, and you just puree that right in as well. Now, I'm not sure exactly what is the Ayurvedic way about this soup, but if we look at the Ayurvedic principles and how they're sometimes applied to food, we often see a great emphasis on soups and warm foods for folks who identify with the Vata dosha. Having said that, there is also no evidence to support the concept of doshas or that certain personality traits determine which foods you should eat. So I really respect the rich history of Ayurvedic medicine, but at this point, the personalized diet recommendations that a lot of these wellness gurus promote are just not evidence-based.
For my salad, I'm going to keep it really fresh with some asparagus, broccolini, some beets, watermelon radishes with some ginger on top over a bed of spinach. Some of the dressings that I really like to use, apple cider vinegar. It helps the digestion first and foremost. If I'm lucky, I'll find some sort of like gluten-free cracker.
If she's lucky, please tell me, how could a girl get said luck? Doesn't she have the financial access to like a sleeve of crackers? I'm confused. Okay, so if she was trying to avoid gluten but couldn't get lucky on the gluten-free cracker front, she could also add in some quinoa or rice, both of which would add some energizing carbs and fiber and are naturally gluten-free. I would also love to see this salad beefed up with some source of protein, whether that's some like tofu or beans or legumes or whatever. As for the apple cider vinegar for digestion claim, honestly, it's a little bit of a stretch. The theory is that apple cider vinegar increases the acidity of the stomach, which helps your body create more pepsin, which is the enzyme that breaks down protein. Now, while we have no research to support the use of vinegar for digestion, we do know that other acidic digestion supplements like betaine HCl can increase the acidity of the stomach. So theoretically, it's totally possible, but most experts believe you would need to be taking a few tablespoons before a meal to have any kind of major impact. So whether or not there's enough in a vinaigrette to have an impact, we do not know. But speaking of the vinaigrette, I do hope it is a vinaigrette and not just straight up vinegar, because yeah, this salad could desperately use some fat for satiety, flavor, and to improve the absorption of a lot of the nutrients from all that veg.
And by the way, I sound so LA right now with all this gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, but it's because my body needs it. Because trust me, do I love flour, I love sugar, I love cookies, I love all the things, but I'm really just trying to focus on my health from the inside out.
Well, this right here says it all. First of all, I fully appreciate that some people's bodies need to be gluten-free or dairy-free, or maybe even completely plant-based. Fine. If you feel better when you put almond creamer in your coffee instead of milk, then it's going to be advantageous for you to use the creamer. But I believe focusing on your health from the inside is largely about mental and physical health. It's about joy and pleasure, and actually sometimes not focusing so intently on your health in the sense that these thoughts are not dominating your life. And that means sometimes just having some cookies or adding some crackers or bread to your salad. So of course, if gluten does not feel good to you, choose a gluten-free cookie and seek out gluten-free crackers. I know you have the means, Julianne, so this shouldn't be a question of getting lucky by throwing one in. Listen, it's 2021, and there is a lot wrong with the world and with the food industry specifically. But one thing we can all be grateful for is that there are a plethora of options out there for folks with dietary restrictions who still want to enjoy life and enjoy food. So if you're using your food intolerances as a reason why you can only eat low-calorie, clean foods, then you really need to be honest with yourself and your intentions. And I suggest doing a really deep dive to evaluate your relationship with food.
All right, dinner time. I have this mung dal that I've prepared. Free crackers, some toasted black sesame seeds, and then of course I'm gonna make some sides as well. So we've got sweet potato, asparagus, some ginger, collard greens, Swiss chard, spinach. This is really nourishing, really yummy. I feel really full by the end of it.
Now, this sounds like a really delicious meal. So mung dal is an Indian dish made of stewed yellow mung lentils. Super high in fiber and protein, and definitely really satiating. So paired with the carbs in the sweet potato and the crackers, fiber in the greens, and fat in the sesame seeds, I would say this is a beautifully balanced, cozy meal. So more like this, please.
Making sure that I'm still having pleasure with my food throughout the day. I either choose to have a glass of wine or a cocktail, which, speaking of, this is one of my favorite wines. It's my wine with my best friend Nina. That's usually what I like to do to cap off my really nourishing day.
Ah, so here's Julianne's pleasure. You know, it's funny because this interview played out exactly like Nina Dobrov's. One would think that they have an undisclosed partnership with Harpers Bazaar to plug their wine product. So yeah, it's like eat really clean all day, then splurge on wine, but only this specific wine made by me and my BFF, of course. Let's be real, if reality TV is any indicator of real life in Hollywood, I just feel like this is kind of the LA way. Now, I'll be honest, I have always been more enthusiastic about eating my calories than drinking them, but I also fully appreciate that a lot of people straight up prefer a liquid dessert. So leave me a comment below if your preference would be, dessert or wine, if you could only have one. I'm just kind of curious where we net out. But also, I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay to have a glass of wine and other pleasurable foods in your day. A glass of red or white wine has only like 125 calories. Nothing to write home about. In the context of a day like Julianne's, which is chock full of vegetables, and honestly, not a whole lot else, there is 100% room for more pleasure. In fact, if I were her dietitian, I would say, please, girl, I get that you're vegan, gluten-free, and dairy-free, but there are thousands of delicious ways to live your days, and they don't need to require living off of pureed and raw vegetables all day just to relish in a glass of wine at 5 o'clock. You are worthy of more than one enjoyable eating episode in your day. Eating doesn't have to be a chore that you do to earn yourself wine, especially when you get said wine for free. Okay, motivational speech over. Let's see what she has to say.
Everything in moderation, and if you love your body and you love what you're putting into your body's gonna know. So if you're already telling yourself, oh, I shouldn't be eating this, and then your body's gonna have that stress and hold on to it. So if you're gonna do something, if you're gonna drink, if you're gonna have a yummy sweet tooth, then enjoy it.
So yes, exactly. But is it just me, or do those words and what we all just witnessed in this interview not compute? I mean, I guess that's kind of the Hollywood way though, right? Like you get so used to the theatrics that you can make yourself believe that you're doing things, and you can tell other people you're doing things that you are absolutely not doing yourself. This is awkward. So yeah, what can we say about Julianne's diet? There's not a whole lot to see here, folks. We've got water and celery juice and vegetable soup and vegetable salad and a vegetable-based stew with some legumes, but mostly just vegetables. Oh, we also have some wine that we profit off of selling. So yeah, obviously we gotta plug that. Now, you guys know, obviously, I think all plants are great, especially the plants that give you a buzz. But a girl cannot and should not live on vegetables and booze alone. I would love to see more carbs, more fat, and more protein in this day, especially because the girl is a professional dancer. She needs more calories. She needs more food. What's perhaps even more problematic than the sparse menu here is the side of obvious wellness culture. Calling coffee a treat, suggesting she needs to get lucky to have a gluten-free cracker with her vegetable-only salad, and saying she loves cookies, but she doesn't eat cookies because she's focusing on her health, are all at odds with her little everything in moderation pep talk at the end of this video. It's as if she's hoping that sliding in that little disclaimer would completely nullify all of the wellness culture BS that she just spewed at us, when in fact, it just made her feel even less relatable and sincere. I mean, I should have assumed her food POV would look like this after her brother's video, which I reviewed right here, and I wouldn't have been so mad about it if she didn't try to pass off a glass of the wine that she produces as evidence of a healthy relationship with food and moderation. If this is what truly feels good to Julianne, great. But I just don't want her impressionable young fans to think this is what moderation or even what indulging looks like, and that they can't have a glass of wine if they treat themselves to like a coffee that day. Ugh, I'm getting riled up. On that note, closing this off for today so that I can go have a drink myself. A big thank you to Karma for sponsoring this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it the thumbs up. Leave me a comment below on who you'd like to see me review next. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye.